Welcome to episode 15 of the Toxic Boys podcast. Ari from Manhattan, Jay from Florida in the building. We're waiting on Poppa Left to drop off his middle school kids from practice, a la Keanu Reeves in Hardball. He's on his Hardball sway. Shout out to Jeremy in the chat. Eric Kang, shout out to you, UGA Football Nation. Shout out to you. And TK, what's good? What up? Jay, what's going on? How you doing, bro?
Bro, new week, man, new episode, brother. A lot going on in these Knicks streets, man. A lot of fake trades, a lot of trade machine, a lot of things going on, man. But I'm good, bro. I'm good, man.
You're looking a little slim, bro. You dropped some weight?
Yeah, I dropped like maybe 7 pounds.
There you go. All right, nice.
Yeah, man. I'm getting to it. Man.
Before we get started, Tell me about Mama from Florida. She said you're a toxic boy. What was that all about?
She was saying she was watching the net game with me on Sunday, and she was like, I was rooting for the L. I was saying like, yeah, I was like, let's go Nets. I was rooting for the L, and she was like, oh, you don't love the Knicks anymore because you're a toxic boy. I said, that ain't true, Mom. I really love the Knicks because I want the Knicks to get a coach that's not the same age as you, right? I want to get a GM that got some sense, but. She was trying to get on me a little bit, man. She was definitely trying to get on me a little bit. Yeah. I didn't appreciate that. But she also thought, like, Obi was soft. She was like, yo, why he play so soft?
He is soft. Yeah. He's too nice. We're a team full of nice guys.
Way too nice, bro. Way too nice.
All right, shout out JJ from Brooklyn. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're still trying to get to 500 before we can start phase 2 of the growth phenomenon that is the Toxic Boys. And bring on some guests. Salute Pastor Claudio's Obi Hive. Salute to you. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So, Jay, let's get into it. So the last time we spoke, the Knicks played Cleveland, Boston, and the Nets. They went 2-1. They beat the Cavs and they beat the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Nets. The way I look at it is like, all right. 2 really good wins, 1 really bad loss. What are your thoughts on the last 3 games we played?
So they surprised me, man. They got a little lucky in Boston because Jaylen Brown forgot how to shoot free throws. But Cleveland was a good, solid win from start to finish. When they shoot like this is why I don't think it's sustainable because Julius Randle and Brunson was shooting out of their minds in Boston against Cleveland. Like, Julius Randle's stats and shooting percentages are just not sustainable. Like you can't. I don't think he can keep it up. Right. We'll see if he falls off after the All-Star break once he doesn't get the All-Star nod because I think he's going in now to try to get an All-Star nod. Once he doesn't get it, I think the numbers come down a little bit. But decent week, man. Decent week. Surprising win against Boston. Surprising win against Cleveland. The Boston one was very, very lucky, right? Because a lot of the ball bounced the opposite way. Jaylen Brown forgot to shoot free throws. Tatum forgot to shoot as well. So they got the win in that situation. Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell and Garland didn't shoot particularly well as well. I don't know if it's the Knicks defense, so I don't know if they just didn't make shots, but, 2 decent wins. They came back down to earth against the Nets, right? You play the drop coverage. The 3-ball, you give them the 3-ball consistently. The Japanese kid was knocking them down. Seth Curry was knocking them down. All the Nets shooters. The Nets actually have more shooting than I thought, so they're a scary, scary team coming up in the playoffs, man. When KD comes back and what they can do ISO along with the shooting around them, bro, it's gonna be serious. But we'll see what happens tonight, man. I think we catch the L tonight. I think Anthony Davis and LeBron James are gonna come in this game with something to prove, man. If you look at the Western Conference is 2-3 games from I think 11 all the way up to 1 in terms of a difference. So if they can get on the street, the Lakers, they can possibly make the playoffs and put, LeBron in position to make another run. So they're taking this part of the schedule serious, man. I told since day one, I said January 20th is when the NBA season starts. Guys start ramping up for All-Star to make All-Star. Guys start thinking about the playoffs. They think about their incentives, their bonuses, and they start taking the game serious, man. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Word. Papa's waiting to get in, but he's in the car. I'm going to give my take off before he cuts me off. But basically – I agree with you, man. It's gonna take Shaq and Kobe like performances from Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to win against the Celtics, the Nets, the Sixers in the playoffs. And like you said, it's just not sustainable. They may be able to do it for 1 or 2 games, but in the long term, it's not going to win. That style of basketball doesn't win. ISO ball does, didn't work for Carmelo. It ain't working for Julius Randle. Shout Smooth in the chat. Shout tape. All right, I'm gonna let Pop.
Smooth. It's the famous Kobe clip, right? That kind of ball is sustainable.
That's what I posted in the space when I forgot whose space we were in. I think we were in Jake's space, but I posted that. Papa, you're live now. You hear us?
OG and Anounby.
3-point goal. I actually think it's gonna be Saddiq Bey.
Listen, if it's Saddiq Bey, if it's no draft picks or it's only second rounders or a guy who's not really playing a lot on our team, I'd much rather that than two or three firsts for a fucking role player.
Knicks fans are ridiculous. Knicks fans are ridiculous, Ari. You know that?
Yeah.
They're just nuts. They're just nuts, bro. Like,
it's been a long week, bro. I tell you that. It's been a long week on Knicks Twitter, brother.
Are you driving, Papa, or are you parked?
He's
I'm driving.
Oh, he's got the Tesla driving for him.
I am parked on a red light.
All right, I don't want you getting in.
I'm paying for that shit. I'm not.
I'm actually looking up Randall's all-star splits. I'm trying to find his stats because this motherfucker's playing.
Papa, what did you think of the Cavs, Celtics, Nets 2-1, 2 surprising wins, 1 terrible loss? Where are you at with that? Just the last week recap, real quick.
The product was similar across the board. I think the Celtics kind of almost flirting with losing 3 in a row, made that win a little bit more shaky than I really wanted it to be. I agree with Jay from Florida on that, but it was definitely 2 quality wins out of 3. I just felt like the Nets game, we just got outclassed, and like they're just a better class of basketball. I'm not one of these people that go, oh, it's Kyrie and Kyrie was good and we got out superstarred. Nope, they played as a team. I would even argue if Kyrie Irving wasn't in that game, that we would have lost that game.
I think Kyrie. I think Kyrie was instrumental in getting his guys warm in the first quarter, and then in the fourth quarter he picked it up and closed it.
Uh-oh. Jay, we losing you.
Yo,
Papa, okay, wait, you're back.
My internet been trash all day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're like a little fuzzy, but you're all right.
Cool. Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. It's not. You're a little shaky over there.
Damn, hold on.
You're like Ari at the beginning of his Knicks fan TV call.
You're back.
That was a good call, bro. Shout out to CP making money off of Ari consistently, bro. That shit is amazing. CP's getting his checks off of Ari, man. Still.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's get into the next topic. All right, so 2-1, big fucking deal. They got lucky in Boston. Horrible L in Brooklyn. Solid win in Cleveland, but again, it's going to take Shaq and Kobe performances from Randle and Brunson. So I'm sure everyone knows about what's going on the trade rumors right now with this OG Anounby and Anounby and fucking Saddiq Bey. I'm sure there's still other guys in the mix. Everyone knows what I think. I'm not trying to trade draft picks. I'm trying to trade players for draft picks. I'm not trying to trade draft picks for a role player to just win 2 extra games in the regular season, maybe 1 or 2 extra games in the playoffs. Doesn't add up for me. Jay, what do you think about these trade rumors? What do you think they're going to do, and what do you think they should do?
Leon Rose and his organization, this regime, doesn't complete trades. They don't do it. Every year we've looked at it, every trade deadline, every offseason, they flirted with trades, but they never complete trades because he's too cheap to spend the actual assets. OG Anounby is a solid player, but like I always talk about RJ being able to impact the game, right? I think RJ is a nice little player. But in terms of imposing your will, you see how Kyrie imposed his will on the game on Sunday? Like, pushed his team forward? OG Anobi's not that kind of guy. Like, you can't keep trading for guys that just hang out and just kind of get theirs during the flow of the game. Like, RJ gets his points during the flow of the game. OG Anobi gets his points during the flow of the game. Julius Randle gets his points in the first 3 quarters. Jalen Brunson's the only quote-unquote closer, but he's 5'11", right? So, to me, you can't trade picks for a guy that doesn't impose his will on the game, right? If it ain't a Kyrie-type level player, Jason Tatum, Spider Mitchell type player, don't trade picks, man. Stay put and see what you can do in the summer, man. See who asks out. I don't think it's that serious to be trading 2 and 3 picks for OG Anobi. And I like him. I think he's a solid guy. I think if you got Donovan Mitchell in the summertime and you turn around, you give him a side 2 or 3 picks for OG Anobi, now makes sense. Now you're ready to roll because now you got 2 closers. You got a stout defender. You got Big Jew and you got Mitch. But
Papa,
waste of time to me.
Clunky. I like that word, clunky. The whole roster is clunky right now.
Facts.
I don't think acquiring OG and Anobi is gonna solve their issues. Till the Knicks get rid of a family member, I won't take them serious.
Who's the family member? Who they got to get rid of?
Anyone. Like RJ Barrett's a stepchild, but he's still in the family. Like they weren't willing to get rid of him. So until they get rid of a family member, I'm not taking them serious. Like I'm not. Like you trading college unnamed college players or kids that I'm coaching right now. Like you trading those people you have no connection to. Like that doesn't impress me, bro. Like make a trade where you break a relationship. Fire a coach where you break a relationship. Okay.
Like the Nets did.
Yeah, break a relationship and I'll take you seriously. Seriously, I want to get into OG and Anobi. I want to get into the basketball side of things, but honestly, like he makes us able to guard a little bit better. But on offense, like the offense still is going to suck. The offense is still going to have no intentionality to it. He is going to be limited here in terms of his offensive production. It's going to further drive RJ down to the pool of role player kingdom, and that's literally what we're going to be. I personally think Knicks fans are absolutely ridiculous in their assessment of what draft picks are. Like you can sell a draft pick to anyone. You can sell a draft pick to anyone because it's untapped value. Like look at Jalen Brunson, 33rd pick overall. Look at Emmanuel Quickly, 25th pick overall. Quentin Grimes, 25th pick overall. Pascal Siakam, 27th pick overall. Fred VanVleet, undrafted. OG Anunoby, 23rd pick overall. Mitchell Robinson.
OG fell because he got hurt, but absolutely.
Mitchell Robinson, 36th pick overall. And
right.
By the way, these are guys drafted in kind of weak drafts, like very top-heavy drafts. This next draft that we have, it's a loaded draft. So, like, you don't. Again, people are like, what are you gonna? You're not gonna draft 20 and 16 because Tibbs won't play him. Yeah, fine, whatever. Like, even though that's admitting dysfunction, and you won't just admit it. You won't. A lot of people won't flat out admit that running an organization around Tom Thibodeau is dysfunctional. But
it's
fine.
Crazy.
If we're not going to use 20 and 16, then don't blow your load on OG Anunoby mid-season for a mid-season. We're in a mid-season.
Listen, man. This summer, bro, this summer is the most important summer we've seen probably since the LeBron summer, right? The Wizards have won 6 straight games, right? The Wizards might make the playoffs. If the Wizards make the playoffs, that's the 3rd pick in the 2023 draft that we got, right? So when you're a team that got 3 picks in this upcoming draft, but you still employ Tom Thibodeau and
you gotta leverage. Yeah, you gotta leverage that.
You gotta leverage it. Like, this is important.
If you don't leverage that,
if you don't use them, you lose them. Like, there's an expiration date on them shits. Like,
guess what? And can I give my theory on this real quick?
Sure.
We can barely see you, but yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'll go outside and stand in front of the light. All right.
Well,
No,
are you
don't
home?
have to, but it's all right. Just.
Go if you're home. Go upstairs.
Oh, now
No,
we can
but
see
then
it.
I'll get cut off. All right. Look,
Cool.
here's my theory on this, right? What does OG Anounby help the Knicks do? He helps the Knicks create a baseline of standings. Like, he helps them get a baseline of the 8th seed, meaning if they fall flat on their ass, they'll just get the 8th seed. So
Right.
it helps them. But here's the thing. This is why it would make more sense to just stand pat and do nothing. Because like Jay said, like, if the Wizards make the playoffs, right, then we get their pick. Let's say we suck, like, right? Let's say
Right.
we suck and we don't make the playoffs. Now we have a lottery pick, right? Let
Right.
these guys earn who they are. We keep trying to like fuck around and hide from Obi Toppin, right? We keep trying to fuck around and hide from Cam Reddish. For what? To uplift Isaiah Hartenstein and to uplift Miles McBride and to throw Quentin. We keep trying to hide and run from Quentin
Right.
Grimes' value.
Right.
Like just to facilitate all this fake value into Julius Randle, okay? You're never going to trade him. You're never going to win with him. So it's fake value. You're never going to trade him. You're never going to win with him. You're just going to get
Right.
stuck with him. So
Right.
like I OG Anounby is the if they acquire him for 2 unprotected picks, that is a flat out admission of we literally will make the playoffs at any cost.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do. So that's what Dolan. That's the whole thing Dolan said. He wants progress, and Dolan doesn't understand that progress in the NBA to make the playoffs comes at a cost of your future self. He doesn't understand that. But
Oh, that's a whole segment.
No, Ari. Let's be clear though. If they get OG Anounby, right, and they have all these guys on 4-year contracts, is the Toxic Boys is going to be the most annoying podcast channel in Knicks Twitter, if it's not already. The most annoying we will be the most annoying people because the Knicks will literally guarantee themselves playoffs for the next 4 years.
I feel like we're already kind of there, but maybe we won't make the playoffs.
No, but it's going to come with like repeated success.
It's going to come with less draft picks to trade for a superstar, which is what we actually fucking need. It's like
you need a superstar, man. You need one.
Good.
You can't. So here's how Knicks fans sell me like, oh, they do a good job flipping into drafts, right? Trade out of drafts, get into new drafts, bro. If you trade the 23 draft, these picks are the highest weighted picks. If you trade these picks without getting a superstar like a guy with them, they're wasted assets. You have to, if you're gonna buckle down, you gotta make it shake. Either you're gonna really draft and invest in the young guys in life, or you're gonna go get a superstar. One of the two. There's no straddling the fence here. Like this, we can't continue to do this.
I hope Leon. I hope
pick a direction.
I hope Jay from Florida. I hope you're right in the sense that I hope Masai Ujiri makes Leon Rose feel very insecure about making a bad move.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I hope Masai holds him to like 3 unprotecteds and makes Leon Rose feel very, very insecure. And when Leon Rose is insecure, he won't pull the trigger.
Let's talk about Masai and Rich Paul, right? Now, Masai, the Toronto Raptors are a clutch team, right? Nick Nurse is a clutch client, their coach, right? OG Anounby, Fred VanVleet, Siakam, another guy, I forget, are all clutch clients. Now, people tell me online that, it doesn't matter. The best deal is going to win no matter what. Not necessarily. Rich Paul might steer his client away from the Knicks based on his relationship with Leon Rose and what they got going on. And the treatment of Cam Reddish, the treatment of Jericho Sims, he might steer him away. If the Suns get close to the deal, he might say, I think I like my client with my guy James Jones in Phoenix, because James Jones is a clutch guy and a LeBron guy, right? Let's send him to Phoenix. Better situation for him. Let's not go with the Knicks offer. Now, for Masai to take that on, if Masai wants to align with Rich Paul and say, I'm going to work with the guy that I've been working with for years, the guy that represents a lot of my players and my coach, or I'm going to take the Knicks deal because I got an extra pick. Who knows what's going to happen? But this is a possibility, too. This is the issue with this whole CAA conglomerate, right? they're in a situation where they're forced to do business in certain ways. They're not free to do business all throughout the NBA, and it's sad, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about getting an agent as your GM. You know, the agent obviously negotiates against NBA front offices. So now he's negotiating, like the NBA front offices probably don't like this guy to begin with. And then on top of it, he's negotiating his player versus other. It's very polarizing, very versus clutch clients and other clients or whatever of other different organizations. They're not on the same page. It's not. I know there's the Bob Pelinka argument but you know, he got LeBron James, and Bob Myers got lucky enough to come into a situation where he had Steph Curry and stuff. But I don't know.
I don't think Bob Myers and Pelinka are as polarizing as maybe Pelinka a little bit, like in terms of
frozen.
I don't think he's that polarizing, bro.
Nice
Bob Myers.
No, he's not. No, I don't. He's not listening. He's not Leon Rose polarizing, but he was a former agent, and
right.
You know. But granted, you know, it's a lot easier to have success when you have one of the top 10 players in the history of the game on your team, and Klay Thompson. They invested in the draft, and then that's another thing. Like, you don't need to get the number 1 pick in the draft. If the Knicks were the 7th spot in that year instead of the 8th, they would add Steph Curry. Who knows what the trajectory of the team would be? Obviously, the Knicks would probably fuck them up. You know, but it is what it is. It's a situation where ownership is just looking for progress. They're not looking for championships. So I wouldn't be
Although
surprised.
Dolan did say the C word. He did say championship in his interview.
Yeah, we got to get into that. I mean, I didn't watch the second one, but we got to get into that already.
The second one is the better one, to be honest.
The second was the better one.
All right, so we'll get into that in a second. I just want to give my final take. So basically, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 first-round picks got you an all-star, Nikola Vucevic, and now it takes 2 to 3 first-round picks to get a role player who doesn't play more than 50 games a year. It's obviously an inflationary environment for in the NBA for what teams are asking for. You could blame it on Danny Ainge for resetting the market with the Gobert deal. But in a seller's market, you're supposed to sell. And in a buyer's market, you're supposed to buy. If it was a savvy front office, they look to sell off Julius Randle, who's playing out of his mind. Or they look to sell off, you know, some assets on the team because it's a seller's market. But instead, we're looking to add our 5th option at the expense of 2 to 3 first-round picks. It's fucking disgusting. It has nothing to do with winning. It has everything to do with making a marginal improvement at the cost of the future. I fucking hate it. All right, so let's get into the next topic. Let's go to the Dolan situation. So if you guys haven't looked into on YouTube or Knicks Fan TV or on Twitter, Dolan came in and basically he's doing his press tour. He was on Fox. He was on Fox talking about the liquor authority, about how he's going to threaten to ban liquor because they're trying to take away his license. And then he was on Carton and Roberts, or Roberts and Carton. You know, he's on a little bit of a press tour. So the only thing I really gathered from that is that he's more concerned about filling up, having a family-friendly environment, having a fun experience. I don't blame him. He's an entertainment guy. He's a musician. He also runs MSG Entertainment. He's doing the MSG Sphere in Las Vegas. And he inherited the basketball portion of the team. So I don't blame him per se, but no one wants to hear their owner be more concerned about family-friendly environment and the experience of going to a Knicks game rather than the result of the Knicks game. That really bothered me. What's your opinion on that, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always say that we root for a team, we idolize a team with an owner that kind of approaches as a casual, right? And then, you know, it kind of trickles down to the fan base, and we don't really have too high of expectations. It's just sad to see that, you know, he basically said that, oh, you know, we're not at the top, we're not at the bottom, we're somewhere in the middle, and that's okay. You know, we can build our way up. Nah, like you've been in the middle or at the bottom for 20 straight years. Like, it's time to get basketball guys in here to put together a proper roster and to run a proper NBA offensive system.
What will it take? What will it take for him to fire Leon Rose?
Well,
Because honestly, Jay, I was listening. I just want to give some context. I was listening to the interview with Carton and Roberts, And they asked him about, is there like a timeline? And he said, and Dolan said, eventually there is a timeline. Like eventually, but he said not now. Like not now. We're doing well.
Right.
You know, and you could argue, honestly, you could argue that case for sure in terms of like what their goal is.
Right.
They're actually doing pretty well in terms of their goal. Like you could say, you could definitely say like, hey, if the goal for the Knicks was to win 45 games, right, this year, however they want to go about doing it,
Right.
you can say that the Knicks are on trajectory to meeting their goal. But there is Dolan did say eventually there is a timeline, and I think it gets back to what Ari was saying about like the embarrassment part. And that's why that's why fans like me and fans like those in the chat right now, like as tough as it is, look, man, my fiance's mother, she spent $200 on this jacket, not because she thinks I'm an anti-fan, right? Because she knows that I love this team. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows I love the Knicks, right? So I pour my heart and soul into this team. But that's why we were rooting for L's, because
I'm still rooting for.
I'm rooting for a loss tonight. Absolutely. But that's why we're rooting for L's, because we know that it's going to take some catastrophic kind of I think I want you to speak on this, but like it's going to take what do you think it's going to take for Dolan to fire Leon Rose?
A string of losses or embarrassing losses at home where there's like booing, where the fans are booing. That's all it's going to be. So I don't know, man. You know, Nick and Nader made a good point on Twitter. Do we even have confidence that even if they do fire Leon Rose or Tom Thibodeau, that Dolan's going to hire the right type of people in here after that? Like, probably not. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
I think though, there's this. I want to push back on that, because there's an element of new voice when you make a firing, right? Like, so for instance, Phil Jackson was the basketball guy, right? And then you got the agent guy. Now they may go back to, you know, a scouting guy, a basketball guy. Maybe they try their hand in something else, because the main constant is going to be from these interviews is that Dolan doesn't want any fucking part of it. That's the main concept. But Ari has always said that there also is another main constant. Yes, Dolan, ever since the Melo debacle, in terms of how they went about acquiring Melo, and Dolan pretty much pushing the red button and getting Melo preemptively before they had to, right? Like, Dolan has been off. Like, he's been hands off. So I think, but there's also the element, as hands off as he is, the hire is optic driven. So
here's the problem with this whole Knicks regime. This Knicks regime is 65-year-old white guys, right? They're probably comfortable speaking with each other, right? They're probably comfortable in the boardroom. Tibbs is probably really comfortable with Dolan. Dolan's probably really comfortable with Tibbs. Leon Rose is probably comfortable with all of them. They kind of get along. They've been friends for a long time. CAA has ran the Knicks for a long time, so he's in a situation where he kind of got his boys. He kind of got his generation, his boomer generation running the Knicks. Now, you know, Cooler, shout out to Cooler, man. Cooler was like, yo, he wanted us to talk about possible replacements. So you got John Hammond in Orlando, right? Doing a great job. Orlando's roster is nasty as hell. They're beating Philly. They're probably a guard away from being like a top 5 seed in the East, right? Their concept is length. Because in Milwaukee, he did length, and talent, right? He doesn't care about the bullshit. He wants to put together a talented roster. You got Kobe Altman, black dude from Brooklyn, right? Probably would be a great GM for the Knicks, but how relatable is he to Dolan, right? You got Nazi Muhammad, an OKC assistant GM, you know, under Presti for a couple of years. So you got guys that could probably do the job, and guys that you could slot in that are quote unquote basketball guys. But is Dolan comfortable with these kind of guys? And if the success is marginal, if they're making the playoffs and losing in the first round, why have I got to fire my homeboys? They're doing a good job. Whatever. The MSG is making money, right? Who cares?
Right. All right. Before I give my take, salute to everyone in the chat. Tom from Huntington, my guy, Knicks Fan TV legend. Shout out to Manscaped. Josh B, what up? Juan Sinclair. Paulie Pastafozuli. How you doing, Paulie? No soup for you. Akiva, Pastor Claudio, Lee Escobedo with the Nick of Time show. Shout out Jay Ellis. And what's his name? The man with the stats and the facts, Ryan, I think his name is. Shout out to him too. I was on Above the Rim. Shout out to you. I was on Nick of Time Show back in the day. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We have 469, so we gained like 7 people. Let's get that to 475 by the end of the show. Let's get that likes up. We want to bring on guests. We're gonna let you guys decide what guests you want to bring on once we get in the mix. Shout out to Teg, one of my favorite
CP the franchise owes us money. He should be for guest 500. He owes us some checks.
Yeah. Shout out to Teg. I love Teg, one of my favorite Twitter
And
followers.
he brings up a good point about Perrin carrying the organization, and which is why Teg had a status. He said, I took a day off from Knicks Twitter, and I woke up to y'all offering unprotected picks for OG Anounby. What the hell is going on? And like that's why I like Teg, because it's like an immediate no. Like, no, you don't just give away unprotected picks for a guy that's like he's a guy. He's a good player, but he's a guy. And it's not a disrespect to him, but it's just like the value of a 16th and a 19th pick. Like, you got to grow up. You guys got to grow up. Stop being burned by Kevin Knox. Stop being burned by Frank Ntilikina. Grow up and realize that the value of the NBA is in rookie contracts.
Absolutely. Especially when you got Evan Fournier going to Mall of America talking
y'all let Evan Fournier get 4 years, $78 million without crying a tear.
And
y'all
sitting in his sprinter van in New York traffic, tweeting up a storm.
He's a professional tweeter. He gets paid to tweet. Courtney Lee. Y'all let Aaron Aflalo collect checks. Y'all let Andrea Bargnani collect checks. Y'all let Robin Lopez collect 4 years, $60 million checks.
And
Joakim Noah collect checks. Why are you so sad about losing on Frank Ntilikina for 4 years for $8 million? Why does that hurt you so much? That didn't kill us.
Right.
Frank Ntilikina didn't kill us. It put us right back in the lottery. Kevin Knox didn't kill us. It put us right back in the lottery to get your golden boy, RJ Barrett. Barrett didn't kill us.
Y'all wouldn't have had that golden boy without a tanking season.
Absolutely.
Y'all wouldn't have had that.
RJ Barrett didn't kill us. It put us right back in the lottery. We got Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin didn't kill us. Okay?
Like
Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau killed us.
Where do Knicks fans think talent come from? Like, where do they think the talent comes from? Like, it gets drafted into these kids. These guys get drafted.
I don't like how when the argument people use from against tanking is like, yeah, you could find a Giannis at 15 or Jokic in the second round, but then when you say, you don't want to trade the draft picks, they're like, oh, they're going to be they're going to be in the 20s. They're not going to be worth anything. Like, you can't have it both ways. Like a draft.
And then they shake ass for Quentin Grimes role playing it up and make bad decisions the whole game.
Yeah.
But you drafted Quentin Grimes, 25.
Knicks fans blew my mind this week. Last week it was, this is development. This is what development looks like. Hey, we're playing the kids. You guys are so miserable. We're playing the kids. They're developing. Now when you have the offer on the table to give up the 16th and 20th pick in the deep draft, you go, oh my God, you guys love draft picks so much. So why do you hoard on to draft picks? Tibbs isn't going to play them anyways. So which one is it?
Bro, if I was the GM of the Knicks, dude, I would have like a fucking 20-year master plan, like fucking what's his name, like Xi Jinping, bro. I'd have a 100-year time horizon, bro. I'd acquire like 70 draft picks and I'd cash them all in at once, and I'd have a fucking 2-decade dynasty. I'd play the super, super slow game, bro.
We've done it anyways, but here's the thing, Ari. We've been asked anyways. Knicks fans think they can't sit through ass. Like y'all go hiding after a loss to the Nets and then say, "Oh, I watched Langston Galloway. I watched this player. I watched this." So you lose to the Nets and you don't want to talk about a loss? Y'all go on a fucking milk carton after a little loss.
Dude, whoever they hire next, I just hope I don't know his name. I hope it's like a basketball guy.
Amen.
I've never heard this motherfucker before. I hope he's bald and has glasses and shit. Like, I hope he has bald glass and shit. I hope he has like an MBA from fucking like Wharton or some shit. And I hope he like speaks like a nerd and I don't know who the fuck he is. That's it.
like a geek. We need a geek,
I
man.
don't want any optics bullshit.
No hot boys, bro. No
nobody.
Leon Bros. No
need a
World
nobody.
Wide West. No. World Wide West is on Drake's song. I don't want no hot boys. I'm cool. Just give me basketball nerds. Give me David Griffin. Give me Bobby Webster. Give me guys. I have to Google and I don't know who they are, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Salute to the chat. Shout out Juan. All right. Let's start with tonight's game. So full disclosure, I have 4 figures on LeBron James in the over tonight. And I have 3 figures on him getting a triple-double.
Jesus Christ, Ari.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think the over 28.5 is a lock. I've been staying away from betting.
What's the over 28?
Lost
LeBron? 28?
5 figures, huh?
What's the over for LeBron? 28?
28.5.
Oh, that's
What do
easy
you mean
win,
by
bro.
4 figures?
$1,000.
That's easy work. He didn't play last night. He's rested. He's fresh.
And I have
$40.
I have 3 figures on a triple-double plus 1,400. But I stopped betting after the Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes like 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. I took the worst L of my life. I stopped betting. But, dude, LeBron James hasn't been in the Garden for 3 fucking years, and he's coming to the Garden. He rests the day before in Brooklyn, and he's got he's going to get a good whistle after the way that last game ended. You're telling me this guy's not going to drop over 28.5? I had to go in heavy and bet 4 figures.
Bro, these guys got to sell 500 T-shirts just to lose your bet, bro.
Shout out State in the chat. State was good, bro. We got to get State. If you want State on the podcast, hit that subscribe button.
Big State.
And we'll get State on. We'll get State on the
man.
And yeah, I'm not
Ari, I heard the rumors are swirling, man. Ari, is a big day tonight. I see you're clean shaven.
Oh, God. All right, let's forget about that. We'll see what happens. I gotta fucking go to Jersey City. As you know, I don't do Jersey, bro. I stay in the boroughs, pal. But we'll see what happens, man. It's all good. All right, what do we got for tonight? What do we think?
I think the Lakers are gonna kick the shit out of us.
Yeah, kick us in the chest. I think so too.
Jesus Christ, Steve.
Yeah.
No, I really do. I watched the Lakers game on Saturday night after the post game, man, and they look a little together, man. They look like they got a little camaraderie going. I think that they're motivated to win. They got a lot of motivation to win. I also worry from a mental standpoint. Julius Randle obviously is looks up to LeBron James. I think a lot of our guys on our team may be a little bit starstruck by LeBron. And I think that if you try to play the one-on-one game versus these guys and get caught up in the isolation thing, which obviously we have the habit to do that. I think if we played a team game and we moved the ball, I think we could win this game pretty easily. Like I'm talking about, we could win it by like 15 to 20 points. But if we get caught up in the one-on-one Showtime Madison Square Garden thing, I think it plays into the Lakers' favor. And I think that they have guys like Patrick Beverley who are going to be on Jalen Brunson's case all night. So
what's the defensive matchup tonight? Who's checking Brunson? Is it Pat Bev? Or is it the other kid?
It's not going to be Russ. But honestly, Russ was playing some good defense the other night.
Yeah. I mean, they put together. Who checks LeBron on the other side?
It's interesting.
Is
probably
it
Julius. Probably Julius.
Who checks AD?
Probably Julius and probably Sims probably checks AD.
Oh my God,
it's gonna be rough, man. And then you got Rui, but then I think RJ has a good game tonight. I think RJ comes out and balls tonight. I don't think they got anything for RJ on the wing.
Just saying Beverly's out tonight.
Beverly's out.
Oh, it's ass.
Oh, what the
Damn,
hell?
no Pat Bev tonight.
Come on.
All right, so Troy Brown steps in and he gets the start. You got Schroeder. Lakers got a nice little roster, man. I think they're gonna put together some wins, especially with Rui, right? And they talk about getting Bogdanovic, so it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a tough game tonight, man. I think LeBron's gonna play out his mind. I think AD's gonna play out his mind. I think it's gonna be tough sledding, man. Like I said, the schedule doesn't get easier, Knicks fans. You gotta stay humble. You can't come out here and punch people in the face after the Celtics win and go hide in your little rat hole after next loss. You got to get it together.
They get so sad. They get so
in.
depressed when they lose, bro. I don't
Lock in. Yeah, their whole life is over. Like, oh, the Knicks won. Y'all losers. They treat my brothers like trash when the Knicks lose. Ari and Poppa Left. Yo, the shit that I see on the timeline, bro.
It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. Knicks fans got it. Once Knicks fans learn how to stick together and come together on one accord to fire Tom Thibodeau and fire Leon Rose and get things done as a unit, we'll be fine. But all this, I want to work for MSG and I'm a company man and facial recognition is okay. And, I say whatever is Knicks positive, I'm going to say. Just nah, bro. Be an honest guy, right? Here's what guys understand. Most guys in powerful positions don't like yes men. They like to be managed up. They like to hear the truth. Most successful guys, super successful guys, right? So stop that shit, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I was in the green room with Immortal Technique and Poison Pen, and they came in with their entourage and started rolling up blunts. And I was just in there rehearsing. And I didn't stop. I didn't smoke. I didn't do nothing. I was just rehearsing. And then after that, after the show, Immortal Technique came up to me. He was like, "Yo, good performance. I saw you in your bag earlier." So it's like, you know what I mean? Y'all be sucking dick for like fucking for little Santa Claus photos for season ticket Santa Claus. It's all right. They don't give a fuck about you. They respond to us.
They do.
They respond to CK2K. CK2K, like, tell them, hey, man, you didn't give a shit about RJ hitting a dunk. Oh, that's what we doing? We create narratives now? Yeah, we on your ass, bro.
Yeah,
we're on your ass.
Stealing money. You stealing money.
They respond to state. Emmanuel quickly wasn't passing to Cam Reddish.
He responded.
He responded. He fucking started passing to Cam.
Absolutely. They watch, man. They watch, man. Yo, we've been talking about it for 2 months. There's still $37 million sitting on the bench rotting away, and guys are still playing too much minutes. And what do the Knicks do in the next week? How do we resolve this issue? How do you consolidate things?
Listen, that's a good segue. Let's see what we got in the next week right now.
By the way, Ari, I just want to salute you on your victory. It's confirmed against Alan Hahn. When Alan Hahn told you that you can't, it's a meritocracy. You'll lose vets. You can't just ask your vets to save your ass when your rookies mess up. Evan Fournier benched. Derrick Rose benched. Okay. They literally eliminated the two vets on this team. Okay. Obviously Randall's a vet. They're not going to eliminate him, but they literally got rid of those guys for all the young guys.
Right.
To save their job, to literally save his ass. It's the exact opposite of the take. So salute Ari from Manhattan. Again, people nut hugging Alan Hahn. Alan Hahn don't give a fuck about you. Ari will respond to you every single day in all caps. Alan Hahn will take a picture, walk away from you, and say you smell. So again, y'all decide who you want to kiss ass to.
So last time we were doing our future outlook. Some of us said 1-6, other of us said 2-5. I said 2-5. They're 2-1 right now. They have the Lakers tonight. Then they have Miami. Then they have the Clippers. And then they have the Sixers.
That's an automatic loss. The Sixers won like 13 straight. That's automatic. I think 12 out of 13 games right now. I
can see them winning 1 out of the next 4. I think they lose to the Lakers. I think they beat either the Heat or the Clippers, and then they lose to the Sixers. So
I want to shout out a couple people shouting us out on Twitter watching the show. Shout out to Anonymous. I really like Anonymous. Anonymous is a great guy. I don't know who he is, but he's a great guy. You could just tell by his takes. Shout out to Jim Babcock, man. Jim Babcock is OG. And he's usually pro Tibbs, he's pro Randall, but here's the thing. I don't go at people for being pro Tibbs or pro Randall. I go at people for being assholes.
Right.
Like Jim's a nice guy. Like he's a good guy. He's an even-mannered guy. He disagrees with me on the team, but that's fine. You can disagree with me on the team.
Not like Larry Israel, right?
Not like Larry Israel. Look, man, like Look, I don't give people energy unless the energy is given to me. That's when people lose, bro. They lose. I don't agree with a lot of things that Jim says. I don't agree with a lot of things that a lot of people say. But like y'all come up, y'all pull up, y'all support, y'all show love. I show love back. And honestly, I sometimes like Ari, you met that guy, Nick Fan.
Yeah, I met him in Astoria Park. He said, "What up?"
I don't agree with some of the things he says, but he's an OG, and I shut up and listen. See, y'all present yourselves as OGs with wisdom. Y'all tell me, hey, Tibbs is this, Tibbs is that. I'm gonna shut up and listen. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not debating to get right. I'm debating to listen. But right. some of y'all come up here and y'all say shit like, oh, y'all screaming, y'all just get angry, y'all have narratives. Who is Jose Alvarado? Y'all didn't have no Jose Alvarado take 2 years ago.
Talk basketball.
I did. Y'all say talk basketball. I watch basketball till 1 a.m. every night. I coach basketball. A lot of y'all actually don't watch a lot of basketball to say talk. A lot of y'all get on, the Knicks, man. Y'all talk basketball shows. Y'all talk about the timeline. Y'all talk about Stephen A. Smith for minutes on end. Y'all don't talk about the game. The Knicks have had a zone ran against them for the entire year. I haven't heard one solution on one of these podcasts.
Talk basketball.
Talk basketball. Hey, man, one of the kids cut me, man. They're in practice. All right? Talk basketball. Y'all don't talk basketball on your shows. Y'all talk defeating narratives.
Yeah.
And they create this passionate opposition between the fan base, bro. And
UGA is here. UGA is here. Cam Reddish Hive was good. Not even Cam Reddish Hive, just like
a coach and a trainer.
Yeah. Coach and a trainer, right? These motherfuckers go on here and say Cam Reddish has a low motor, and then you ask them to provide evidence, and it's like, oh, and then they tell you your Cam Reddish narrative. You're literally implementing something that, I'm sorry, has some type of societal bias when you tell a basketball player he has a low motor. I found a funny tweet. It's like, God damn it, Brock Purdy, get in the game. Me sitting on my couch eating fucking potato tots. Like, y'all aren't athletes. Humble yourself.
Listen, man, the next situation with Cam Reddish is sad, man, because if you look, a top 3 All-American prospect in high school, usually those guys pop in the NBA, right? You're in a situation where you don't want to use them because you believe in your coach Tom Thibodeau's value so much and what he says that you're not even looking toward the future in terms of getting the guys developed. This is why I root for L's, bro. Tom Thibodeau got to go. Leon Rose got to go. We need basketball guys in our building, bro. Until Knicks fans realize it, it's going to be problems on top of problems. Y'all want to get to the schedule, man. I want to go down the schedule, and I want to see if we got any L's or wins in the next couple weeks, right? So we got LA tonight. We got Miami. What is that? Shout out what you think it is. In the chat, shout out what you think it is. Miami, is that a win or loss? Poppa Left.
That's a loss.
Ari.
Loss.
LA Clippers, win or loss?
Loss.
I'm going to say win just because they're going to win one of these 4 games.
Philadelphia, win or loss?
That's a definite loss.
Papa, what is it?
They can't stop Embiid.
I want to say win because me, Ari, and Smooth and Cassius are going to the game. Probably a loss. Probably.
At Orlando. I think I'm going to that game, actually. I'm gonna try to go to that game. At Orlando.
At Orlando. I'm going to give us a win because Jalen Brunson.
Okay, it's a loss because fuck it.
Okay. Orlando be winning some games, and then at Philly again.
The Knicks can't beat Philly, dude. This is not going to happen unless Joel Embiid gets hurt or unless like he's super hungover or something. This is not going to happen.
Okay.
So what do I have? Listen, bro. I didn't think they were going to beat Boston either. So I think they're going to go 2-5. I guess. Like I don't know, bro. It's so maddening because they choke against the Nets. That they're missing. They're 2 of their 3 best players, and they get fucking washed by the Nets. But then they Julius Randle plays like Shaq, and Brunson plays like Kobe, and they squeeze one out against the Celtics. So it's like they're gonna win one of those games, but they're also gonna lose one of those games. Like one game that they should win, they're gonna lose, and one game that they shouldn't.
So the Orlando game. The Orlando game, they're gonna come with that. Yo, final thoughts. We got 8 minutes till tip. Final thoughts.
So first, before we do final thoughts, I want to do the score prediction tonight, like we do. We're gonna hit one of them these days. So Papa, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think? Put your score prediction in the chat with who you think is gonna win. Papa, let's start with you. I'm gonna write this down to see if any one of us is ever right.
I'm gonna go 109 to 108. Lakers win the game.
Okay, Jay.
So we've been holding steady at like 120 the last couple games. I say Lakers 124, Knicks 118.
Okay.
That's a lot of points.
I'm going
We've
117.
been scoring a lot of points.
117, 114 Lakers for me. Frankie V in the chat talking mad shit. My old roommate.
That's not shit.
No, I know, but my old roommate Frankie. Salute to you, Frankie. All right, so final thoughts. Again, thank you for everyone in the chat. Frankie, hit that thumbs up button, bro. Don't be a
Hit that
bitch.
hit that like and subscribe, man. We got 50 in here. We should have at least 50 likes, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit subscribe. Support the Toxic Boys so we can make it happen. Guys are sacrificing, man. We sitting here doing our thing every Tuesday. Already got a date. Poppa Left got kids. He got a coach. And take care of. He got a fiance. I got a million bank emails. I gotta answer to. Like, let's make it happen, man. Show us some love, man. We love y'all. Show us some love back.
And I gotta take care of my little sluts on Twitter too.
Absolutely.
We just want to get to 500, man, because once we get to 500, we're going to start launching some merch. We're going to start fucking getting some people up in here. We're going to do a lot of stuff, but I just feel bad getting some guy to come up here and spend time with us. We don't have at least 500 subs to add to them as well. I actually care about other people, not just myself. Papa, that's a dope jacket, by the way.
Incredible jacket. Good leather sleeves. Good leather.
Yeah. All right, Papa, final thoughts, and we'll wrap this.
All right, real quick, man. The Knicks are in the best spot that they've been in a while, but it also comes with a caveat of they're fucking the spot up. So they didn't fuck the spot up when they tanked and they cleared cap. You know what I mean? They just missed. You know what I mean? They didn't close. Right now, the Knicks are in the best spot that they've ever been in, but they're completely fucking up the spot by employing Tom Thibodeau and employing an old boys club that's literally okay with mediocrity. You're not wrong if you're on this train. You're not a bad person or anything if you believe that Tibbs is the answer or you believe that Randall's having a bounce back so you want to believe in it. The only thing is that I will say that you got to go prove it. And in order for this team to win me over, they got a lot of shit to do before I'm shaking ass for this team, man. I have standards. And I want to add my last point. Life is all about moving the goalpost. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying that, you're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost. Life is all about getting one goal accomplished and then moving the goalpost and getting another one done. Okay? We do not stop in life at one victory and go nuts. And then when we don't hit our goal or when the goalpost gets moved, we go, oh, but I thought I did what you asked me to do. No, you got to keep going. The Toxic Boys are here to apply pressure. Okay? We're not here to kiss ass. If the Knicks lose in 7 games, okay, in the NBA Finals, how the fuck are we going to win the finals next year? That's going to be the Toxic Boys. You want to beat the Toxic Boys? Win a fucking NBA championship before I'm dead. I don't care about any fucking moral victory. I root for this team since I was fucking 7 years old. I've watched them lose every fashion imaginable. Get me a fucking championship.
I love that. I love the moving the goalpost, and it's really true. Jay, what are your final thoughts? I think
this trade deadline is important. This trade deadline is important. There's no need to trade anything unless you want to get a superstar back, like Ari's been saying. This offseason is important. People been looking toward this 23 draft for a long time. GMs have been overseas for a long time because of this draft. They've been stateside because of this draft, and you can possibly have 3 picks in an NBA draft. This is franchise changing shit. All right, this is actually franchise changing shit. Right, you're in a situation where you need to get an alpha guy. We see it every single night. Leon Rose can't be comfortable with the marginal success. Thibodeau, James Dolan can't be comfortable with the marginal success. We got to make this shit happen. I don't care about wins at this point. Sorry, Knicks fans. I just can't. I don't view this team as entertainment anymore.
They're not a fun team, bro.
I view this team, and they're not a fun team. Jalen Brunson and Randall going ISO and taking 60 shots, and RJ can't jump over Tesla gas, taking 60 shots, and then the other 12 guys got 30 shots. Like, this is terrible, terrible, terrible viewership. Hopefully LeBron can put on a show tonight, whoop our ass, and it will be closer to getting Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose terminated. This is my goal. Always going to be my goal. Go ahead, Ari.
Yeah, so obviously similar thoughts. My championship is the trade deadline because I know we're not going to do anything. So as long as we stay pat or at least add draft picks, whether they're second rounders, everything counts. Sims a second rounder, Jokic second rounder, Gilbert Arenas. So like you can get like as long as we add picks or stay pat, I don't give a fuck what happens. We could win we could go to the playoffs, we could go to the lottery. I don't care. Personally, me, I'm drafting the picks wherever they land. If you can move up, but I'm okay with taking 3 shots. You know, you'll miss on one, you'll hit on one, and you'll break even on one. I don't see the problem with that. If this team lacks depth, there's your fucking depth. The 3 draft picks or 2 draft picks you get. No reason to trade picks for anyone that's not an alpha or not someone who's going to really change the trajectory of the franchise. It doesn't look like any of those are available right now. I'm going to be really, really mad if we trade 2 unprotected first-round picks for OG or anybody else, Clarkson or anything like that. I'm going to be very disappointed.
Saddiq Bey.
Saddiq Bey, anything like that.
You can draft Saddiq Bey.
Absolutely.
You can draft any of these guys, honestly. And if the front office is showing you anything, they could find value late in the draft. Walt Perrin's pretty good at late in the draft. It's the lottery they need to hit on, but we're not going to get a lottery pick anyway. So as long as we stay pat, as long as we don't trade the picks away, we still have a future, and we'll see what happens from there. But like Papa said, you know, you always got to look at the next. All right, so you make it to the first round. Okay, what went wrong? How are you going to improve that? There's no point of like, what do I need to go up here and say Julius Randle had a good game when he drops 35 and 12? Obviously, he had a fucking good game. Let's talk about the things that we could change, that we could improve on. Why do we need to talk about the things that always – that like we should be focusing on the negative stuff? That's how you turn a negative into a positive. Just like Papa said, move in the goalpost. So we're here to apply pressure. We're here to hold everyone accountable. We're here to speak for the fans that, you know, get labeled negative, toxic, anti-fan, all this stuff. It's all fucking bullshit. And you know, we're gonna keep on coming on Tuesdays, and we're gonna keep on doing that thing. And thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing on social media. You guys are all part of the toxic chat. You guys are the most intellectual people in the fan base because you know how to sacrifice in the present to succeed in the future. And that's what all life's all about. So salute to everyone in the chat. Papa, you want to say one more thing? Or you're on the phone? What are you doing? You're good? You're good? All right.
Good, baby.
All right, so next Tuesday.
Stick Nation.
Do the thing.
Man.
Do the thing.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it.
Do the thing, Jay. Do the thing with the Knicks thing. Shout out Jay Nicky. Deuces, guys.
Jay Nicky, shout out to you, yo, catch your ass.